I thought that was the pause.
Oh yeah.
Now. It's very police.
And now. Okay.
And scene.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Midnight Movie Distillery podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Logan Lynch.
I'm another host, Warwick Price.
And I'm Lon Black.
Today, we are going to discuss...
Dead and Breakfast. An awesome movie.
You're not supposed to
say that.
shit
Sorry.
Wow. Well, and now they just shut everything off. Great.
Sorry.
You just gave away.
A really crappy movie.
That really may change to like by the end of it.
A
neutral movie that I will.
That makes much more sense.
You'll see my rating on in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this is the guy who actually knows a lot about Dead and
Should
Breakfast.
I pull out who it is and all that crap, or do you have that?
You
Well,
could.
we still need to let them know what we're going to do. We're going to
What
also.
are we going to do? What are we?
What?
What are we?
Midnight Movie Distillery.
We have not started drinking yet.
So hopefully this is episode 6, 7.
Don't count it. We never know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wherever this is going to go. Anyway, so hopefully you've watched us before. If this is your first time, we like to watch horror movies and
Spoil the crap out of them.
spoil the crap out of them, and at the same time pair them with an alcoholic beverage, normally of the whiskey variety, but we'll drink anything.
So what we decided to do was, in this case, well, they never know what I'm going to pull out.
Cause that's backfired in
Let me
many
try that
ways.
again.
Because yes, we heard it, right? We
Yeah.
all heard that. He is the whiskey sommelier.
So
No,
what
I
it is
know, we
there
looked
was
at
nothing specific liquor-wise in this. There was a scene with something that might be on the trivia that they did drink in the barn party. There was a hoedown in the barn. They drank something in there. It was a mixed drink. We might expand to mixed drinks later on, but right now we kind of keep it to spirits, specifically whiskeys. We will try to do other spirits as well, but right now we're in whiskeys. So what I did was, this is an American zombie movie. They're not really zombies, they're kind of zombies. But
Yes.
the point of this is, I do know that we are doing some back-to-backs. We do have a plan for another movie that is a British movie. So what I did was, I looked up what the most popular bourbon in America is.
Please say Jim Beam.
Do we have any guesses? The most popular bourbon in America. As of 2022, we're technically in 2023, but
It has to,
Zachariah Harris.
oh my God.
it has to be Jack Daniels.
You would think Jack Daniels was
I was
somewhere
gonna
around
guess.
12th.
Yeah,
Wow.
I could see that.
Any other guesses?
You've already said Jim Beam, so.
Yeah, it's, I'm just trying to think, because in theory it has to be something that's
So-
fairly cheap, wouldn't it be? You think?
You would think so, but I think America's bourbon consumption has gone way up, so I think they...
So no, was it like ask the question probably in the 1980s? It probably would have been Jim Beam.
Absolutely, because that's all there was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say this, like, there were others on there that you'll know. Bullet was
Yeah.
on the list.
Okay, that's a ride, right?
There were, let's see, what's another? Jim Beam was on the list, but way down the list. But I'll just cut to the chase instead of just guessing. The most popular bourbon in America as of 2022?
Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark.
I
Oh my
probably
God, I
should
should
have
have
known
known
that.
that.
Yeah.
And Maker's Mark is a staple at my bar, as it should be in anyone's bar. It's a good whiskey for mixing. It's a good whiskey for straight up. It's just an all-around damn fine bourbon. So we're gonna crack this sucker open and rate it.
And thanks to this gentleman here, I actually have my own Maker's Mark bottle with my name on it.
That's true. I have one as well. All right, this is the
I
first cap
don't.
open.
Screw
It
top.
is a screw top, but it's got fancy wax.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So
And
Yeah, see,
every
this
wax
is-
is
this is
individual,
just-
isn't that like in the commercial they show that every wax, it's a
it
person that
is.
actually
They
dips
do
it.
that. So if you go to their distillery, you can dip it in the wax and they slam it on a table to help get that wax to start to drip.
So it's weird.
It's great.
It has a dusty
You
smell
think
to
so?
it. Yes.
I don't see that. I smell fruity.
I get the fruit.
I don't smell fruity. I smell this fruity.
So who are you calling fruity?
Right, right.
Does that make us fruities if we drink it?
I think so.
So this one is, like I said, it's a good old staple. Is it the best bourbon in the world? Well, we'll rate. We'll find out.
Now I get the.
Let's give it a shot. Wow, really? I'm looking at Logan's face. I try not to most of the time, but. All right. So before we talk, do you want to rate it?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to give it much away.
Ready?
Ready?
What was that noise?
That was you kicking the bottle.
Okay, ready? Go. Wow, no kidding. No kidding. I gave it a 3.5. Logan gave it a 2, and you gave it a 1.3. Wow, this is low on your list.
I do just. Okay, you know, I am.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
No. I am
Give
going
us your
to adjust it for one reason.
You're going to put a
God.
0.1
I'm
after
going to put a
something?
2.1.
Oh God.
Purely for the fact that I think I rated Zachariah Harris as a 2.
I think I did too.
Oh,
but
my God. You guys can't possibly
I
think
don't-
this is...
no,
isn't
And that's why I
it's-
gave it a 0.1, because this is way better than Zachariah Harris.
Yeah.
But I don't particularly like.
Hence the trouble with a 5-point scale, but I think we got to keep it for
Well,
now.
yeah,
anyway.
yeah, we're
But-
fine.
I don't.
This is like...
I don't particularly.
This is,
like
you don't like
I don't
it? It's
know.
smooth, it's
I
flavorful,
don't.
it's...
I don't even want to continue.
Really?
I'm okay.
Okay, so talk to me. What's going on?
It just. The burn, I normally would like that, but I felt that all the way down. I felt it
I
coating
feel
my
no
stomach.
burn.
Really?
Stu-
Oh my God! Yeah, I totally feel the burn on this.
I felt it, and then I felt it coating my stomach, like, so.
I feel no burn. I mean, little burn, but
Wow, it's.
what is up with that? Literally, I'm tasting it. It's like it's the smoothest thing ever. Well, I mean,
No,
it's smooth.
maybe I'm just recovering from our last live show.
I don't know. It's
No, there's just something not that I'm a fan of about this.
So it's funny because it's like with Zachariah Harris, we I think correctly said has no taste.
Hairspray in a bottle.
And
tastes
it's,
like
it's just alcohol.
Yeah.
This, I have a taste. I have a lot of burn. I agree. I have a lot of burn. I just don't know the necessary that I. Like, I'm not enjoying this.
No kidding.
I'm actually kind of brokenhearted.
Wow.
It's like
You got to be kidding me.
it's
Okay.
No
Okay.
no peer pressure.
To each his own. Even though you guys are butt awful wrong. So, first of all, 18 trillion Americans can't be wrong.
Wow.
So-
Clearly, it's the most popular.
but now,
for a
so
reason.
that's where-
it is lower on the price scale, but it's still, it's a staple. It's a commonly high-ranked bourbon.
Maybe
What
that's
do we-
my
what
problem.
do
My
we
problem is it's like my standards have become so high.
That is a thing. No, seriously, that is a thing.
Well, I guess
You
then
become
that-
a bourbon snob.
How would you rate?
Thanks to you.
Well, but I like this.
How would you rate this thing compared to like some of the higher end ones?
Well, I
you've
did
had?
rate this pretty up there in the higher end. This, like I said, I always have a bottle of this in my bar at any time.
Is it because of people requesting it or because you want it there?
Nobody's requested anything? They always,
And I wonder why.
Yeah.
anybody comes to
Think we
my
got the
bar.
answer.
No, they don't request any whiskey.
Yes.
When they come to my bar, they're like,
Yeah.
"What do you recommend?
Yes.
What do you want to give me? What do you got?"
And then they
that's
get mad
good?"
at you for
How
giving
have
them.
you never had this at your bar?
You saw the bottles. You got one.
I know.
You have a bottle. I've got a bottle with my name on it. I've got a bottle with the bacon because I
and
bacon
I've had the
infused one of mine.
Like, see, now
Right.
that might grab my attention.
But it didn't come out that great. It came
Okay.
out a little bit.
Well, you smelt the bacon though.
You can smell the bacon. You don't taste
What was that
it.
one
Yeah.
called? Curveball that we had?
Curveball is a peanut butter one.
No, not
Oh
curveball.
no, the curveball. You're right.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
was
barbecue.
barbecue. That was barbecue.
sauce.
That was like syrup.
That is
Yes, it
that's
was.
sugar. But
Yeah.
this is one of those staples. It's
Diabetes.
I taste the sweet. I taste the oak. I taste vanilla for sure. It's smooth to me. I could guzzle this.
I taste ass. I taste taint.
Seriously?
No, I just.
Bad?
Yeah,
You rated it lower than
I'm
Zachariah
literally like
Harris?
probably not going to take a second. Maybe I'll take another sip.
That
Well,
can't be right. What beer were you guys drinking before?
I did
we
not
started?
touch any beer
I
prior.
had the zombie dust.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's because that's a lot of IPA. That's a heavy
Oh, there you
IPA.
go.
That could change it.
Now,
But
you're
you
just making excuses.
But you had nothing.
Nothing.
Let me cleanse my palate.
Yeah, maybe there. I'll
Well,
go
you know
for a
what?
second. I'm going to do
Put
it just for you. Just for you.
Put a little dram of water in that and see if that helps it out.
But that's, yeah, maybe.
Because trying out straight is great, but a little dab of water will help.
A little
open
dab
up.
of water will do you. Open it up.
He's got like
Yeah,
half
do we have
and
to
half.
like?
That's what that is.
Yeah. I mean.
All right. I'm drinking it straight.
Yeah. It's like the smell is bothering me too.
Well, I think
That's crazy.
But I think that's why when I first smelled it, I'm like, it smells
Okay.
like dusty.
Oh, nope. Oh, look, I got chills.
Shit.
Yeah.
Are they multiplying?
Yes.
As long as you're not losing
And I'm losing control.
All right. Well,
All right.
there
So,
you have it, people. Looks like I
Wow.
got a bottle to bring back to my bar.
so a 2.
Or finish myself right here.
Definitely not finishing that bottle. Anyway,
God, no shit.
I'll let you guys finish.
Oh boy, you guys, you might be having a dry night till you see the bourbon we got. Oh my
God.
Oh,
Because was this top shelf compared to the next one?
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, well.
Just to complete it, so this is typically you can get this for about $25. So it's perfect price point, but
need
it's
to get a
not
picture of that,
super
too.
cheap. Oh yeah. It is. Like I said, it's a
For
staple. It is the
Instagram.
most popular bourbon in America currently. It beats Jack Daniels, which I totally agree. It beats Jack Daniels. And it's
Sorry.
Jim Beam. I don't even like Jim Beam.
But it's so funny. It's like I know I think I can't remember what movie it was for now, but like when we had the Jack Daniels, but like the Special Reserve or like what was the Jack Daniels one we had?
We had
That was the bonded.
Bond.
Oh, I remembered that.
Like
See,
I preferred that to
Bib.
this.
I preferred both of those to that.
Wait. Zachariah Harris, you prefer Zachariah
No.
Harris?
The bonded and the regular Jack that we were having.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a fair because it comes down to taste. But Jesus, you guys.
This is really shocking to me.
Yeah.
I'm. Okay, that's
Nope.
okay. I'll get you guys educated.
So we've spent enough time on that.
Yes, we did. We beat that horse to death.
Let's move on to.
All right. Dead
film.
and Breakfast. So
It was a. What do we want? Let's give a quick description. It was a
Sure.
2004 film.
2004, came out in 2004. It was we'll go over the statistics later about the budget and everything like
Sure.
that. But it was a 2004 film.
Wasn't particularly widely.
It was one of those sleepers that
Right.
did not do great box office numbers at first, but then became wildly successful later.
It was I would say like
Wildly.
critically
Yeah, much
acclaimed, but it's like it was shown at South by Southwest, I believe.
Correct.
There everyone loved it.
That's true.
But I think the initial release was only to like 600 screens or something like that.
It was because of the budget. They didn't have the budget
Right.
to get it distributed.
And so it's had kind of a slow burn,
Right.
but it has become somewhat of a cult
Well,
classic.
let's
So-
rate it so we can
Okay.
dive
Sure.
into it.
trying to work out why
I know.
I can't
There we go.
do the number I wanted, and I realized because I'm already using the other number.
You gonna do like a 2.2 or 3.3?
Deuce
I
by
was,
deuce.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
well,
All right. Ready? Go.
Ooh.
I gave it a 4.5, 3.5, 3.2. Why with the 0.2? I get it. We got that ranges our span. I get
Yes.
it, but
Our ranges our span.
spans
our
extends our span. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Okay,
the
so
maker's
let's
mark.
repeat it for the. So what did you rate it? We got
3.5. I had a 3.5. Yep.
3.2.
And I had a 4.5, the highest movie I've rated, highest rating I've given a movie
Wow.
Wait until the next one.
yet. I get it. It's going to be tough.
So I think for me, like, this is now, I watched it yesterday. This is probably the 4th or 5th time I watched it.
Okay.
Thoroughly enjoy the movie. There's not necessarily anything I would say to complain about the movie. I just thought, other than the songs, it's not a musical by any sense of the word, but there's songs that are sung as part of the storytelling that are awesome. Like the soundtrack to this movie is
Zachariah and the Lobos Riders.
yeah, it's phenomenal. But other than that, it's the story is it's a little bit derivative. It's but I said I don't really have anything wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't necessarily. It isn't vaguely is one of my favorite movies.
Let me tell you why you're wrong. This movie, it was a sleeper. It was 2004. It had nobodies, for the most part, except for David Carradine.
At the time.
At the time, nobody else was really too well known. Now, I mean, clearly, Negan,
Jeffrey Dean
Morgan went on to fight more zombies.
Jeremy Sisko at the time, I think, had been in some other things.
He had been in a few. So here, let's quick review some of that. I do have some of those stats here. And I apologize. I try to memorize this shit, but I drink. So, Jeremy Sisko was in May, which we talked about.
Yes.
And he was in Wrong Turn. And most of these were after.
He was in Clueless.
Yes, he was.
Right, he was in Clueless. I stuck to the horror movies.
Okay.
But
sorry.
I did get out of that a little bit because Eva Carradine, who is David Carradine's niece in real life, she was the heroine in this movie, or the final girl, basically, in this movie.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She was in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Yep.
But currently, she's very, very famous from Handmaid's Tale. David Carradine, of course, Kill Bill 2, and if you're as old as we are, Kung Fu, the TV show.
Yes.
He was fantastic.
Now, he's not the one that killed himself in the closet with...
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That was one of my trivia questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was nice and grim. But in case you didn't know, he died of autoerotic asphyxiation.
In a closet.
Allegedly.
Yes. Yeah. There's.
No, they just say accidental asphyxiation on the.
With a belt around his neck, hanging in a closet.
That's okay. And Dietrich Bader.
Yes.
Who's classic from Drew Carey show.
Yes, and Office Space.
And also Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. He was also in that one. So he was good. Of course, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, we know, who was only in The Watchmen before this. In fact, I don't know, Watchmen, what year did Watchmen? Was that before or after this?
It had to be after.
Okay,
so it was after?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2004, so 2004 was this movie.
Yeah, I thought
Watchmen was like late 2000s.
Yeah, it was like 2007.
Okay, so he was in Watchmen and then Walking Dead. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan took a while before he hit stardom with
like
The
a
Walking
fine
Dead.
wine.
But he was in this one.
Yes.
Eric Palladino, who was actually one of my favorite actors.
Was he in Saving Private Ryan?
He was in a shit ton of movies before or after this. He was in ER, NCIS LA, but he was also in Return of the House on Haunted Hill. So he's done other horror movies as well. But from this, I think he had fantastic comedic timing in this.
Yep, he was
but
awesome.
He's done mostly serious stuff after this. So
he was awesome. So the other thing that was interesting, who's the director?
The director is Matthew Lillard.
Lutweiler.
Lutweiler.
That's sure. That's him.
So he and Matthew Dean Morgan. What's his name?
Matthew Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay.
Oh my God. So they were like roommates, or like they'd known each other for a long time.
Oh.
And the writer. I think the original writer of this. And Billy Burke. Everyone knows Billy Burke, of course.
Okay.
Not the guy from Access Hollywood. No. Anyway. But yes, exactly.
It's Billy Bush, but.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Close enough. You knew where I was going.
Yes, I did.
Anyway, so like they apparently have been like friends for a long time, and they'd come up with a story and a while ago, and obviously finally got like financing to do it, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan wasn't really a big star at that time, and so
he had time.
He had time.
He was available
to kind of do the movie.
And by the way, I thought he was fantastic in this.
Yeah.
Well, he played that perfect role of the small town cop that thinks he's a little bit more important than he really is.
Right. But yet, when shit hits the fan, he's pretty humble about it.
He knows how to get shit done. Yeah.
I thought it was. I did want to mention the other person who was in this, because Gina Phillips is in this as well. And if any of you horror fans out there hear that name, you know Jeepers Creepers.
Of course.
She was phenomenal in Jeepers Creepers. She's done some other things as well, but really, as soon as I saw her, the first thing I think of is Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw this movie before Jeepers Creepers, but still. And then, as a cameo appearance, Portia de Rossi was also in this. She played the bride.
Yes.
Did we mention we do spoilers on this? Watch the movie
Yeah,
first?
we've already said.
Technically the bride to be, but
The bride to be. Well, she was in her wedding dress. She was like the
10
bride
minutes
that
away.
day.
You're right.
was
Technically
happening,
she was the bride, right?
She was the bride at that day.
you're right. She's
So-
the bride. Yes.
But anyway, she was also in Scream 2, which was actually sort of another cameo-ish kind of appearance. She had a short stint in that one. But anyway, so that was the ensemble for that one. Go ahead.
I like the film. I like it in the sense that it's fun. It was definitely a fun film to watch. This viewing would have been my third viewing of it, and it was still fun to watch on the third viewing, but I felt like it needed just a little bit more, not say gore, but just needed to pick things up a little bit faster.
So
It didn't have enough gore?
So did you hear that I read that, so it got an NC-17 rating.
Oh, okay.
When it was
there-
first,
Really?
when the director first presented it to the MPAA, it got an NC-17 rating because it was too gory.
Okay, so then that's why I saw an edited version. Then is what you're talking. Okay. No, that was just one of my pitfalls for it. But other than that, it was fun. I liked the blending. The music was perfect. The way they did that, and the way they tied that in.
Zachariah and Los Lobos Riders.
Yeah, it was. It reminded me of Something About Mary. Kind of how they did the same type of thing. They had the guys playing as they're going along, kind of helping
Similar
the story.
comedies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was nice. And you don't see that. I don't think I've seen that at all in any other horror movie.
Right.
Really.
And this came out before Something About Mary.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. It's fun. I recommend it. If you're a horror movie fan, I would definitely say see it. Is it top on my list like this guy over here? No, but
It is one of those
in
movies that
I had never seen it until I met you.
I was going to say, I could watch it a million times and still be entertained each time and laugh out loud each time and sing along with the music each time.
And I would 100% agree with that. I mean, and it's
Coming to kill you. We're coming to kill you. Coming to kill you. Coming to kill you.
Yes.
Coming to kill you.
I
Coming
like
to
the
kill you.
hemoglobin one we talked
That's
about.
right. Hemoglobin in my mouth. Zachariah, Los Lobos Riders.
I think he likes it.
And I do think, to what Logan was saying, I think they used the music, particularly Zachariah. I would say Zachariah Harris, whatever his
Los
name
Lobos
is.
Riders.
They used
Zach Whalen is his real name.
They used the music very well as a way of what's the word I'm going to like interstitial, not dialogue. And it's a way of like describing what's going on in the story right now.
Correct.
So in other words, it's like
Correct.
But by putting like a 2 or 3 minutes song in, you just sped the story forward like 20 minutes, and you go, I didn't need to see any of that stuff because now
We've been told what happened.
I've been told what happened.
Right.
And they did it great.
Right, because it was a way to kind of get the story moving along without having to see everything, because otherwise it would have been too long of a movie. And it was an entertaining way to do it.
Absolutely.
Because you got to hear it in song. And what I liked about it was the character of, well, I don't want to say his name because it's one of my trivia questions, but the singer, Zachariah, was a character in the movie too.
Correct.
Well, and to the point where, again, it's like sometimes you do have, again, maybe not done in exactly the same way, but sometimes you do have like other narration that happens. But the fact that this person, as you said, was a real character in the show, where there's that famous part, there's that part in the movie where they're in the house and they're all outside trying to get into the house, and they start the dance sequence, and you can hear the music.
Line dancing zombies.
And they're like, "What's going on there?" He goes, "Looks like the dancing."
They're dancing.
So that's what I did like about it was that they
hilarious.
kind of
Awesome.
went out of their way to make sure that you didn't think it was a zombie movie.
Right.
Like
Right.
they
Right.
mentioned it,
Don't say the
mentioned
Z
it
word. Don't say the Z word.
multiple times in there, and every time they said they're not zombies.
Right.
Oh, they're
Right.
zombies. No, they're in between the living and the dead, and it's like
Right.
it's a zombie. Like,
Right,
so
right. But there was a little different because they're demonic possession
correct.
zombies as opposed to like living dead. Although you have to kill them to be a
What do you
possessed
say-
zombie. But they were possessed. There was even one of the songs. Possessed is the way to be.
Right. And you have to take a part of them to reanimate them.
That's true.
And put it in
to
the
put in
box.
the box, right?
Yes.
You got
Which
it.
and the other thing is, it's like at the end of the day, that box wasn't very big.
No.
It didn't matter. All you needed was a little bit of stuff in there.
But there was
But
blood.
now,
there
was he,
blood
like,
in there.
keeping it
Sure,
in there?
a lot of blood, but come on, what?
Was he keeping it in there, or could he
Yeah.
like empty it out?
No,
No, you got to keep it in there
In order to-
get a
to
demon
control
to
it.
Well,
yeah,
but
control
if you think about it, he could continuously do that because then as people die, he could just, all right, I don't need them anymore, right?
So,
As
you
they're,
know
like,
what?
getting
Yes.
The entire
unzombified.
concept, just the simple fact that they could say Kuman Thong with a straight face was fantastic. Just a great name for it. It was an easy storyline, meaning, yeah, okay, they're working with a Kuman Thong that gets opened up just as this drifter who knows what the Kuman Thong happens to be passing through town. I think he was there for the Kuman Thong.
Sure.
But the point is, like, it all triggered off before he got there. But it was still a good storyline. It was interesting because it was like you had to put him in a box. It had a gimmick. It had a path, and the acting was fantastic in it. They were hilarious actors. Everything in it was just so well timed. Just, I mean, think about the French guy who go, "Hey, quit pissing in my bush." You know, I mean,
was
come
awesome.
on, see, and you're laughing.
Why
even
is
now
it?
just
Why is there a
remembering that.
Frenchman in like Podunk?
Podunk,
Right.
Well, and
A bed and breakfast that has a live-in cook,
Right,
and
well,
when there's nobody there.
right, he's like, he goes, "Oh, do you have any rooms?" "Oh, yes, we have lots of space."
Right.
I'll give you a
We're
discount.
wide open. We're wide open. I'll
Well,
give you a
yeah,
discount.
and it's like it would be interesting to, because I actually looked and I couldn't necessarily find anything about it. It'd be interesting to see why Dietrich Bader's character had to be French.
Because it was funny. I honestly think just because it was funny.
Because it's like, at the end of the day, it's not like he made some like great French meal.
He made no meals.
He
He
made
brought
a
out lunch meat.
Lunch meat on the
Lunch
sandwich.
meat with mustard.
Which they got knocked
Was there
on
any
the ground.
baguettes with it?
But that was, you think about it, he gets up and he taps the thing and everything spills all over the place, and he's like, I mean, come on.
Because, oh, it's okay, I'll clean up. You wanted me to clean it
Right,
up?
Yeah.
you piece of shit. I'm not going to clean it up, you piece of shit. It was just a funny
was
movie
funny.
because everybody in there had good acting ability. They were actually quality actors, just the world didn't know them
The
yet.
one that bothered me and was really annoying,
Enos?
but it really helped that. And this is gonna sound bad, but she got the shit kicked out of her. It was the Eric Palladino's girlfriend? I can't think of her name.
Oh, yeah.
For the life of me.
Yeah, what was her name in the movie?
Wasn't Sarah? wasn't-
Kate?
No. Boy, I didn't write
this
her
is
down
gonna
because she
bug me.
didn't do anything much else
Exactly.
after
She
that.
wasn't much of the, but her acting I felt like was probably the worst out of ever.
But her character was like just the outrageous bitchy yell at everybody.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
And
That should have been simple enough that but there was just, I don't know, like the scene where she pops her head out. And
out the
just,
window
like,
and starts, I'm the fucking man.
yeah, I was like, God, like
I thought that was funny.
it was funny, but then
you're right,
I
it's
just
an
felt like
easy
she was
character.
overacting.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It could have been a little
But,
better.
you know, come on now. So you're going to criticize some of the zombies for not acting zombie enough? I mean, come on.
They weren't zombies.
Not
That's why.
everybody's going to be a winner. Not everybody in
No,
every
I
movie is
get
going to
it.
be a winner.
So-
and she was a minor main character.
She was, but then when Eric Palladino's character David,
Right.
starts wailing, and I'm like, I think he even says, I can't believe I waited this long to bash your brains or something like that. I was like, okay, yeah.
right.
So
But-
that made it up.
But the other thing that's funny, and again, it's like, I know, obviously, so many movies, they shoot 4 hours worth of movie and have to cut it down to 90 minutes. But I also
Not the
think,
case here.
really?
Yeah, no, this was shot in 18 days.
But so what was the deal? So
Couldn't
like
tell.
the one thing,
Come on.
the one thing that I thought was a weird character to add to it, and particularly what it was the deaf and mute Gardner.
Yeah, I knew you were going to. I knew somebody was going to bring that up. I thought he was going to bring it up.
Because it was like he died almost immediately after you met him.
Right.
You didn't hear it coming.
That's true. That's how that worked. But
But it's like I get you have a character, but why did you have to be deaf and mute?
because it's more interesting than just having a regular
I
Gardner.
think they
But
were.
why?
Yeah, I feel like they
Why
were
have-
using his character to show how much Melody's character
That's
knew,
true.
right?
It
Because
was a
she knew
vehicle to show
French
that she
and she
was
also
very-
knew how to sign.
Right. She was able to
and-
communicate with everybody, and she was the shy girl, but
Yeah.
she knew how to communicate with everybody.
Yeah. Just
I think
accept it.
that's one reason, and the reason why else would you make the cook French for
Yeah.
the chef? Why would you have it French? Because it's funnier.
Yeah.
Why do you have a deaf mute guy? Because it's more interesting than just having a regular gardener. It's just more interesting, more fun, and it did have vehicles to make Melanie look better.
And the other thing that's funny when you think about it is, again, in some ways, the same thing of like, why do you have what seems to be like an in-house cook when there's no one there?
Right.
Like, why do you have an in-house gardener? I mean, maybe he doesn't live there, but the point is, like, clearly he had his own gardening shed. He had his own.
Yep.
Like, it's like. The property wasn't that big. Like, why do you have your own garden?
Well, we don't know how big that property was.
Well,
It
but
looked
see,
like
he
it
was
like a
kind of
farm
David
kinda.
Carradine's character was a Buddhist, right? So maybe he had a Zen garden.
He might
or
have
he
had-
had
right. I kinda
other
just-
type of.
So there was sand and like rocks that he was like scooting around.
Yeah, maybe he's really good at it.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm reaching here, but
Yes.
Still, the point of the movie is, I think it was. Here, let me give you a couple stats on the movie because
Oh,
it was somewhat interesting, and these come into play when we talk about other movies as well. But so I do want to say, Zachariah and Los Lobos Riders, I think we should link to them in our description because
I think you like them.
I love his stuff.
The funny thing was, while I was watching, I'm like, Lon loves these guys.
It's
Jokingly to
absolutely-
myself.
I downloaded the soundtrack for Dead and Breakfast. Listened to it constantly. Could sing the songs along. When it comes up and I watch the movie again, I'm sitting there singing, and I'm not paying attention to the dialogue as much as I am singing along with Zach. And
He's awesome. It's awesome.
he does another one that was around the same time, ESPN, that had nothing to do with the movie that he did. That was just, I'm going to play it for you guys sometime, and you guys will just love it. It's phenomenal. He still does stuff. He's still around. He's got a daughter. We could link to his channel. He's got a YouTube channel. He does a lot more country stuff now. But again, this was just, to me, that music helped make the movie.
And just to be clear, when you say a lot more country stuff,
Yes.
you mean as opposed to the music that was in Dead and Breakfast?
Well, because this was not just country. This was
Yeah,
kind of
he
like
did-
rap
he did
country.
mix it
He
up, yeah.
rapped along with country, right? The music was country, but the singing was rap. So really, the other stuff he does is
Just pure
full-on
country.
country. So that would be the difference.
So I probably wouldn't listen to that.
Yeah, well, it depends what you like. But so that, and then Matthew
Lutweiler.
Weiler,
I'm going to say it like
Lutweiler?
it looks
Lutweiler?
German. To me.
Ludweiler.
he also
Gotta
did
say it loud,
Ludweiler.
Yeah.
Ludweiler.
because that's how
Because it's
you
German.
speak German.
That's
Yeah.
German. Just yell.
I was
He
about to
also
reach for
did.
that. I was like,
Oh, come on. You're killing me, Smalls.
Good.
He also directed the movie Uncanny with Rainn Wilson,
Okay.
the superhero
Yeah.
movie. Okay. And then I wanted to get the statistics, some small stuff. Although I will go over this again
how
later. There we
how
go.
many feet of film?
It was
No.
what?
How many feet of film? I thought that was going to be a statistic. Can't even say
It
the word.
was shot in 18 days.
Okay.
They,
What was the budget?
The budget was
$500,000.
$500,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's as low budget you can get. They did practical effects that were still very good.
I thought they were excellent.
I had
They
some.
were-
I had some nitpicks about it.
Of course you do. But they were good.
They were,
For
they were.
$500,000, put it in perspective. $500,000, they were good special effects.
Yeah.
They're good kills. good
It's-
squibs.
except for when you have a chainsaw, like in the back of
And
your
it's
neck,
kinda bouncing.
and the back is like going.
They used magnets for that.
My
rare earth magnets to
Oh, really?
attach it
My
to his
only
neck.
gripe was when the person's head got blown off.
Yep.
And the blood was spurting out, but it wasn't spurting; it was just a constant flow.
Yeah.
To me, the first thing I thought of is that's not true life. A beating
Oh
heart,
my
it would
God.
have gone bloop, bloop, bloop.
Did you know they didn't really cut his head off, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so
I was like, I would hope so. No, but
theatrical license.
well,
they
I'm
used
just saying.
4.5 gallons of blood to do that.
Just like when we get to J horror, which eventually
no,
we get
I'm
to J
sure,
horror,
but
you
that's where-
realize it's ridiculous.
I get it, but
It's
that
a
was
horror
where
movie. It's supposed to be
they were doing
ridiculous.
it. They were, but the whole for me, like that's the realism portion of it. Where if you want to, but that's where I guess maybe because it's supposed to be silly in that sense, like oh my God, there's just blood constantly pouring, out as opposed to a normal heartbeat. But that's just I'm being nitpicky because I know he loves
No.
he loves the movie.
But to be honest, I know what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, you can be funny and still be accurate.
yes.
But they had a $500,000.
But all you had to do instead of
budget.
going, you could have gone. Like done. That's what it was. And you got to make that noise too while you're doing it. But
that would have cost $1 million.
Sadly, it probably could have. But now to kind of make up for that, the vice grip pipe gun.
Those were awesome.
Yes.
The shotgun. That was an awesome. I loved how they did that. That
Although,
was.
although I had a real problem with the fact that it's like, how many times do you have to shoot something too low before you realize,
yeah,
I'm shooting too
I
low.
think-
Maybe I need to raise
Okay,
it a little
so
bit.
all right, if you want to inject realism back into this again, when you're holding a pipe like this and somebody hits the back of it, what are you doing?
But
You're going
well,
down.
but
It's
if you,
like, come
I think
on.
you're incorrect because when they're hitting the back of it, the shotgun is then
Pushing
pulling
it back.
But then it
she's-
pushes
So-
it back, but it's still down. So by the time it shoots out, you got the recoil. You're not at the actual shot. Again,
And to be honest, I
Let's-
feel like if we want to get real again, if you did that, I feel like your shoulder's gone. It's going to
Correct.
blow up in here. It's not going to go
Correct.
straight and then
Correct.
out like a normal shotgun.
correct. This will not work.
Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
And
But it's a great idea.
What?
I loved it
Come
because
on,
it was
it's-
ingenious.
how
It's
many
a fucking comedy.
how many houses? How many
Jesus
houses
Christ.
have metal pipe? And how many vice grips do you have in your house?
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, there
oh.
was like 16 of them things.
Absolutely. Because they had like 3 guns. That's like 6 vice grips.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Agreed. I have like 1. But again, the house was under construction, so they did have the pipes around.
See, if you want to
but
go
that
back to
doesn't make sense.
realism, you could have just said
Why?
like,
Why?
Well, just listen.
Why?
You could have had like what do they call clamps? Just clamps. You could have had clamps. They actually have like, them.
Again, it
Alternatively,
wouldn't work anyway.
He
The
could have
pipe
just
would
held
explode.
the pipe.
Yeah. Come on.
Could have just held the pipe.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Or you could have had, okay, we're going to redesign the gun here. Actually, all you really need is one at the front, the pipe, because then the pipe just rests on your shoulder, which he had basically anyway.
Yeah. Because he had the second. The second one was I think was pushing up against
So
his
the
shoulder.
second one
So-
was almost
No,
useless.
because that's where they got to hit the nail. So that had to be over his shoulder. Oh, the other vice grip.
The other
Yeah,
vice
yeah,
grip.
yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Well,
stupid design.
Agreed.
But no,
again,
it was a genius idea to throw that in there. I think they overused it a little bit. It would have been nice if they were taking them out.
But it's clear they were trying to make a point that this is a wildly inaccurate.
Oh, I get it.
Right,
It's a pipe.
because he said there was only 18 people outside.
18 and 19.
Ish, yeah, 18, 19, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Then
One of my favorite parts, though, was how often, what's his name? I can't remember what the guy's name is. Like the guy who ultimately opened the box
Johnny?
first.
Johnny.
Oh,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Oz Perkins.
Let's talk about Johnny.
Where he's putting his hand.
Using the puppet
That was awesome. That was
of
fun.
Christian,
Yes.
using Christian's
And, like,
head
making
as a
him smoke.
puppet.
It was
Right.
awesome.
I mean, come on. So first of all, let's really think about this. Right now, you guys are laughing. Whenever we bring up any one of the points, you guys are out
yeah.
loud laughing.
Yes.
I enjoyed the movie.
Right?
Yes.
I've
I'm
watched
not saying
it 4 times now.
Correct. Yeah.
And not only that, the music was great.
Absolutely.
Made the movie, helped make the movie.
Shout out to whoever did the storyboards. That was.
The
Oh my God.
storyboard
Like,
concept.
I love that transition.
Yep.
through-
That was great.
and
I think it was Jun Han.
Say that again?
Jun Tan.
Jun Tan.
Jun Tan.
John Tan, yeah.
Yeah,
John
there you
Tan.
go. He got writing credit as well, but
But like I love the way that worked. I don't know that this is the first movie that used that as a way of transitioning. But there's been lots of things I've seen since.
Sure, that use that sort of
same
style.
kind of thing.
Right, because it works. I mean, it's kind of a nice. It's an alternative way to tell the story.
Right.
Or to bring a story in there without having to shoot the whole scene and all that other stuff.
Right. Well, also, and just transition from one scene to another
Correct.
scene, because again, rather than just doing a slide in and slide out, or however you want to do it, just makes it a little bit more interesting.
Absolutely. So, bottom line is, to me, this movie, every time I watch it, I still laugh out loud. I still sing along with the tunes.
Sure.
And it still holds my interest to the end because I'm still finding new things in there that I didn't notice before. In fact, and I've forgotten things before that I've known before. You're gonna ask some trivia, and I'm gonna be like, wait, that was in there? Because I've watched it so many times, and I watch a lot of horror movies, so I get some movies kind of
you only got so much.
mixed up. But this is one of those movies that I have fun every time I see it. Every time I see it, I have a great time.
Okay.
So, don't you think it's a little bit weird?
boy.
Right. So towards the end, where the librarian, who I think is awesome, by the way,
She was my favorite character.
I know, my wife's favorite character as
Yeah.
well. I know what you're saying, Fran.
Fran, but
Don't
like
need to talk that way, Fran.
Lisa Belmont was her name.
And one of my
She's
favorite
great.
parts in it, and favorite just because it's the stupidity of trying to follow a very classic horror trope of when she's like, they came in to get into the Hall of Records, and then everyone leaves, and she's in there right before the creepy guy comes in. And she's going through like the years, and it's like going through, and also like 1969. Oh, it's just over here.
Right.
It's like because you so think that like, oh my god, well clearly that's the plot point is the fact that 1969
It's missing.
is missing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I love that. But like, so she gives
Jeremy Zito.
No, Sarah. She gives Sarah the crossbow. No, actually, no. She gave.
No, she gave that was Melody.
She gave Melody the crossbow. So when Melody first,
right.
I got Tremor vibes on that one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Which
you mean the movie?
Movie.
that
I didn't get
scene.
actual Tremors. The movie Tremors. Jesus.
So when Melody has the crossbow, and she's like, she shoots Johnny first. Obviously, it just goes through and doesn't brainstem and everything. So he's fine, and he's like laughing about it. And you see her go like click 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 because clearly she hasn't pulled the tensioner back on the crossbow, and then miraculously she grabs the bone, puts it on there, and is somehow able to fire it, even though it's like halfway down the crossbow.
It wasn't that it was. It was that it wasn't loaded. It wasn't that she didn't pull it back. It wasn't loaded. So and then he even says, "Oh, all out of ammo, Melody," and then that's when she reaches and puts a bone.
Are there automatic
in there?
crossbows?
But that's my point. It's like when
you
she
could
pulls,
do it.
when she pulls the trigger.
See, I don't know enough about them. So here's my thought on the realism of it. If a crossbow, if a crossbow should be able to. It's just basically a spring, right? So it's going forward on its way back. It could lock back in place, right?
No. But
no.
There isn't. So
it's the tension of the wire that goes across that gets released.
And the tension gets released, and there's no way there's enough tension going back that way to push it back this way.
Right.
So in other words, with a regular like a 9mm, it's the exhausting. Well, the exhausting of the gases.
Sure.
It's the cartridge that explodes.
But so as it explodes,
The
it
force
creates
from
gases, and the gases basically.
It's what's cocking it, and
Right.
getting it ready. Okay.
Recocking it for the next time.
Sure. Okay.
You don't have that mechanism on.
Yeah.
on
I don't
Now.
use bows other than.
Again, this is a comedy about fucking zombies.
They're fucking zombies.
I love
Why is every
I didn't see any
complaint
sex. What the hell's
you
wrong with it?
have about it wasn't real enough for you?
No, I was trying to help you there.
That was helping me?
Yeah, I was saying like maybe the thing bounced back.
Okay,
So
so it was out of ammo, but what was funny about that is that she got the thing and then he was like, oh shit, that's a bone. He knows that if you sharpen the bones that they pulled from the main guy and burned it and did the sacrificial thing that, she has something that could potentially kill me. And then she shoots him with it, and then he's like, as if that wasn't enough, she leans back and kicks it right through him.
Correct. Yep.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That
Finish
was
him
an
off.
awesome,
It was
awesome
good.
It was a
scene.
good ending. Yeah.
It was, the whole thing was good ending.
So that could lead into the trivia because I do have questions.
Oh, let's do the trivia.
Let's do
We've
trivia.
probably eaten up enough time. We're probably
that's
over an
fine.
hour.
All right, so
Let's do some trivia. I've got some. If you don't have it,
my trusty.
or if you miss a few, I've got a few.
I've got plenty.
Okay. All right.
Let the fun begin. Let me get my glasses on.
And again, we
Old
will
man.
try to have trivia. I'm assuming we're still going to try to have trivia in the Google.
There
Doc.
will be, yes. Oh, I've
Okay.
got plenty. I will just do a few just to keep the time
Sure,
short. But
sure.
All right, so can't look.
Okay.
Cheater. All right, this is going to be fun. So I usually try to start from the beginning of the film and work my way up.
Very good place to start.
So,
Isn't that from a
despite
TV show?
despite what the woman says in the beginning of the film, how many squirrels are written down on the pad of paper?
Based on the woman at the front. What?
So
There's a scene. I'll set up the scene. The scene they're in the RV. He's writing stuff down.
When they're trying to look for the
when
match.
Johnny
Yes.
was driving and he was
Correct,
keeping
correct.
track of roadkill.
Yes.
Okay, you could say that. We know what that means.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
going to say 6.
Okay.
I should put that up there and stuff like that.
She
There
does blurt out a number, but go ahead.
There were 3 squirrels.
Incorrect.
2?
11.
Wow.
Yeah, he was marking it off by ones, and there was actually 10, and then a 1 below it. So there was 11
But
squirrels.
did
That's
she
where
reiterate it?
she says 3 squirrels.
Did I keep forgetting her name? Did the other did she voice that?
Yes, she says 3 squirrels. But when they show the actual picture of it, it's
Oh,
actually,
I got you.
Yeah,
That's why I
see?
didn't get it. Okay.
That'll trip people up.
Okay. No, that was
Okay.
good. That was good.
So let's see.
I love that this made him pay attention to the movie.
Oh yeah, I got a little. Well, I knew he was such a huge fan of it, so I had to make it.
And
I'm gonna
especially
make-
since he apparently thought it was a documentary
Yeah.
and didn't like the misrepresented realness.
Oh god.
Or lack of realism, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
All right. So my favorite thing to do.
Yep.
What was the license plate
I knew you were
of
gonna-
the RV? I've got an extra credit question that might be one that you could actually answer.
Okay, I did not pay
Okay.
attention, and I knew it because even after watching the movie, I watched it with Amy. What?
Water just dripped over there.
I see that.
What's that on top of the table? Is that water on the table too?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
All electronics. The show may end very prematurely. At the end of the whole movie, I swear to God, Amy looked over, my wife looked over at me and said, "Did you get the license plate?" Because Logan was going to ask it.
But I'm trying to work out when you saw the. When
It's-
You saw it a few times.
There
actually.
was
In the gas station.
It was hard the first few times, but the one time I believe that you actually saw it and were able to make it out was during when the grifter I think walks in front of them.
Because
So,
they walked around the
yeah.
back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay.
Good one.
So the
Good
second part of that question is what state was the license plate from?
Well, since we didn't see the license plate, I'm going to guess California.
All right. We'll guess
I'm going to say Kentucky.
Nevada.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes-
Well, between. Right?
Right. Technically, we're both
Close.
right.
You're getting there. All right. What is the name of the beer that David gets hit in the head with when he's kind of passing out inside of the bed and breakfast? He's sitting on the chair. He's passing out. Jeremy Sisto throws a beer can at his head.
I know the scene. You look like you're in pain. Are you okay?
He's really thinking.
I'm really.
Oh,
I was just saying,
come
yeah.
on.
No.
Killing me.
I am just going to say Budweiser. No, Bud Light.
Okay.
That would be it was a light beer, but it was old style light.
Milwaukee Select.
Wow, I was up. They were drinking that other. They were drinking
Yes,
light,
yeah.
and they had some other beers. in
They
there,
did,
too,
and then
so.
that was the okay. Let's see. Oh, I think I've done this question before, but we'll do it. What was the Drifter's booking number?
Booking number?
Yeah.
Oh, when he got
Yes.
booked by the
Yeah,
police.
when they were showing him the
Oh.
picture.
Hence booking number.
As opposed to him being a bookie and taking
Yes,
bets?
yes.
Because that's what I was thinking. Because I'm going based on that would be the most realistic thing for him to do. And basically, since this was such a realistic movie.
Just now, I'll get to that in a second.
How many
Okay.
digits?
You can do 2. There was technically, I think, about 8, but
Okay, I don't know.
I'm never going to get it.
so it was like 0000045, which
Really?
I thought was
That's
funny because that goes to
hilarious.
show
It's the
like
45th
Yeah, they're like the
That's
45th. Yeah.
That's
So,
hilarious
yes.
and
So-
very realistic.
Okay, this was a toffee.
A toffee?
A toffee. What was the name of the newspaper the Drifter had an article from?
The Drifters article, not
Yes.
the newspaper from the town.
Correct.
Uh,
So the Drifter, there's the set up the scene. The Drifter
Correct.
sitting, and
Correct.
Jeremy Dean Morgan's character,
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Dean
Dean Morgan,
Morgan.
his character is looking through his belongings. and
Correct.
He's a
I remember the scene. I do not remember the newspaper.
Okay.
Good question.
no idea.
Again,
Bangkok Post.
what is it?
Bangkok Post.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, this
Now-
is why Logan does this, because he's good at this shit.
Yeah.
Now, along those same lines, how long is the Kuman thong? Excuse me, Kuman thong.
How long is the
Yes.
Kumon thong? You mean the box in inches?
Yes.
9 inches.
6 inches.
God, you guys are close. 8.
I was close.
Again.
In one of the drawings,
Between, in
yes,
the middle.
in one of the drawings, he actually has like the architectural.
Did
thing
you have to
that shows-
freeze frame and like back
Some
up
of
and
them,
make
yeah.
sure
Some
you
of them I
got
do.
right on that
It
second
usually will
mark?
take about 2 hours to get through an
Oh
hour
my
and a half
God.
movie. So.
My questions are a little easier than that, but all right.
So
Yeah.
again, the Kuman thong. I love the song.
Yeah.
Where is
Thought
that?
I saw a Kumon thong in spring break.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was
Yep.
awesome.
I mean, again, Zachariah Los Lobos, writers, we're going to tag them on this. Zach, if you see this, please.
We'd love you to
comment.
come on the show.
Oh my God.
You could be a performer right here. We could have a live performance.
Perform now. I want to interview. I want to talk to you. We got a lot to talk about. But please comment on it if nothing else. Okay.
All right. So we're skipping some of my other questions, but let's see. What was the mayor's quote after he caught the 7-pound trout?
Oh my God.
I can't answer that. I have a trivia question about that, but I won't. Mine's not the same question, but it's about the same article.
Okay.
So I will.
Is the answer to yours 7 pounds?
Fuck off. I think that was it, actually.
Well, then I'm a fucking genius because then you didn't even ask the question and I got the answer.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, it was a struggle, but I got the best of him.
Well, at least you got one trivia
There
question
you
correct.
go. Now, along
My
those same
trivias are
lines,
way
I did a little bit more. What is the Lovelock Gazette's motto? That's the newspaper, that they
that's in
were.
there, right?
Oh,
Right.
shit.
Which, there goes my question. The Lovelock Gazette. Mine are so easy, I think, because that was mine. What was the newspaper name?
I don't know.
It made me chuckle. It's keeping an ear to the ground. It literally says keeping with the apostrophe an ear to the ground. So, yeah.
How can you guys deny the brilliance of this comedy?
Oh, it was fun. That was fun.
It was 3.1 fun.
Okay.
Oh, well,
Now,
3.1
now this one,
that's still
one of you guys
above
should get this
everything.
next one. Okay. What championship is held at the RW Hoedown?
Oh,
Well, that's a trick question because technically it's not an annual. Oh, sorry.
no, you didn't.
Nope. Nope.
Oh, at the Hoedown.
At the Hoedown,
Yeah, yeah,
at the
yeah.
Hoedown.
I know that one.
It's the cowpat tossing.
Nope.
No.
It's the leg wrestling.
It is, and it's Indian Leg Wrestling Championship.
Yep.
So
That's where you see
on
outside they were doing the leg wrestling
Correct.
before they went in and tried.
Oh.
And they also have it on one of the flyers
Yeah.
when Johnny sees it, or whatever. If you read the bottom right, it says Indian.
There were a lot of little Easter eggs like that throughout that had other comedy
Yep.
about some other things that they were doing. Like, why were they doing that? If you caught that other thing, you'd know why they did
All right.
it.
Yes.
If you guys don't get this one, I'm going to be very upset. What poster is in the room with the chainsaw? Jeffrey Dean Morgan goes in, grabs
Yes,
the chainsaw.
I know the scene.
I'm very upset by this.
Because
I caught this without even having to freeze frame.
Because didn't he say when he opened the door, he's like, yippee, no, he didn't say yippee ki
I said giddy up.
Giddy
I
up.
was going to be one of my questions,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
thought
he
that's
said
too
giddy
easy.
up. I don't know.
Jesus loves you.
Yeah. Evil Dead.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I actually did know that. We talked
Yes.
about that last
Yep.
time. Yes,
yeah.
we did talk about that last time.
All
we saw
right.
this movie.
Okay, another toughie. This one you had to really kind of pay attention. What year was the picture taken of Mr. Wise and his Thai friend?
The 60s.
67.
No.
72.
Close?
73.
Keep going.
74.
There you go.
Wow, you got that right.
I know.
How'd you do
Okay,
that?
so now,
Because I was paying
now
really attention.
you've said you have a fondness for the music,
I
so
do.
this one's
I
actually
do.
related to the music.
Zachariah Los Lobos.
What do humans taste like,
Lighters.
according to RW?
Do you remember the song?
No.
Frontal lobe until I take it out, cause hemoglobin. Humans taste like
Hemoglobin?
trout.
Oh,
It is
trout.
trout. Hey, we got
Taste
one.
like trout.
Okay.
Only because I memorized that fucking
I
song.
figured that's
Zach.
where I was like, okay. It made me laugh. That's why I was like, I
Made
got to
me
put that in
memorize
there.
that song.
Yep.
Jesus. All right.
So, okay, what kind of shoes does David wear?
The fuck? Who
There's
gives a-
one
what?
scene where he's
Nikes.
no,
Reeboks.
no.
These are
It's-
shoes
it's-
that David is wearing.
David, yes.
I can honestly say I don't think I've looked at anybody's feet.
Timberland.
Pumas.
Oh, God, I would have got there eventually.
Yeah.
Well, sure, because there's only so many popular.
Okay, now I've got two more questions and then we'll be done.
Okay.
What were Johnny's last words
Oh.
when he gets killed?
Technically, he was killed.
Yes, I mean at the very end of the film.
So
we're being realistic.
after he turned, you're saying.
I'm saying the very end of the film, his last words. It made everybody laugh, I'm sure, but you just probably don't remember it.
I
I don't.
no.
I thought you were a vegan.
Oh, yes.
of course.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now.
See, but it's hard. That one's hard because you're trying to think. Well, what was the last thing he was in? What was the last joke, or what was the last? You don't
was
think
right
about
after she
that.
kicks the
Sure,
bone.
sure,
Yes,
kicks
yep.
it in. But you're like, well, wait a minute. Did he come back and say something else? Yeah. Okay, all right.
So,
good.
okay,
Good.
the last one. This one you should probably get. One of you should get. Okay. What bone was used to kill Johnny?
The thigh bone. Did I say something too soon?
You are incorrect.
Really?
I'll give you another chance. It was
What
in the
was it?
song.
Oh, well then I should know it, Zach.
Yes, you should.
Was it a femur?
Femur. Yep.
See? Because I memorized the fucking song.
See, there you go. All right, perfect. So that's all the trivia I'll give you guys.
So
I'll leave
what
that
was
go.
the name of the singer's character? What was Zachariah?
Hasn't it RW?
Yeah, what was his name?
It wasn't it RW?
No, RW was the guy who owned the barn.
Oh.
What was the name of the gas station attendant who sang all the songs? His character's
Randall
name.
Keith Randall.
Randall Keith Randall. Very good. What was the name of the gas station?
Ah, Jesus, I don't know.
Was it like BP?
No. It's super easy because I gave you the first one for a reason.
Randall's.
RKR.
Okay, Randall's gas station.
There you go,
Randall's
Randall's. Okay. Here's a couple quick ones then. What time does David get up to eat the pie?
4:10.
See, you looked at that.
No, that was one of my questions.
Was it one of your questions?
Way to
You skipped
go.
over it. What else was in the fridge when he grabbed the pie? What else was in the fridge?
Chicken.
There was only one other thing in the fridge.
Oh, I did not pay attention. I know exactly what you're talking about, though. I did not.
Escargot.
No, a half gallon of half and half.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. And I think the rest you got other than what was the name of Mr. Wise's Oriental friend? He was an integral part of the story.
Yeah,
because they showed
it's-
he's
it
the one
was-
who
I-
taught him how to do the Kumon
I
song.
saw it. It's in that picture
Yeah.
of where it says 1974, but it was like
No, very
it was
racist.
like
No.
Chuang, was it Chuang? Chuang or something like that. There was like
No.
a name in there. I could not make it out, but
No, it was Ty, Mr. Ty.
Oh, and that's not racist?
It is racist. I agree.
I think we need to check that one.
But that's it. THAI. Anyway. Okay, that was all my questions on that.
Okay.
Okay, so are we...
So,
I
all in all,
think I
summarize?
got one question correct
summarize.
with a little help.
I think this was a great American staple bourbon. The most. No, we're capping everything. We're
okay.
capping everything. Great staple bourbon. Number one in America, so clearly you guys are fucked. But the movie, I think, was a great American zombie comedy.
But they weren't.
I think it's a classic, and as we may go into a future episode, I can prove that.
I don't think it's a... I would stick with I think it is a totally watchable movie. I think it's one of these things where...
Watchable? like if you got nothing else to do and you're on the toilet, hey, let's put on Dead and Breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I mean, there's nothing
think
wrong.
your
There's
feet are
nothing
gonna
wrong
go
with it.
numb
But I
if
mean,
you're on
it's
there
like
for-
I wouldn't say it is a classic zombie movie.
Ooh.
You know,
Really? You don't think it's a cult classic?
I think it is I think it's a great movie. It's a totally enjoyable movie.
Maybe it will become a cult classic because of us.
Maybe.
I doubt that.
But it's like I think that what makes this. I don't think this movie would be as popular if it wasn't for the music. I think if you took the music out.
I mean, all right. And if Aliens wouldn't have been as popular if you took out the xenomorph.
Damn.
I mean, come on.
technically
It's
the Xenomorph
part of the
Xenomorph
story.
is-
It's part of the thing.
No, it isn't.
I think the Xenomorph only has like
the
5
mu-
minutes of
the music
TV
is-
time on the.
The
What?
music
So
is-
you could take it out, and it
See?
would make the movie worse,
the
wouldn't it?
music is not integral.
Totally disagree. It's the storytelling. It's the narrator. It's the
mechanism is the,
the
word you're looking
mechanism for the story.
for. But it's like
Clearly.
but still, all I'm saying though is it's like if you took that out
Yeah.
and you just had someone relay it in some other manner, I don't think you made the statement of it is a classic zombie movie.
An American classic zombie.
Okay, so
And when I said, I'm talking, it's cult classic.
but so the
it's
point,
not like highly
but the
rated.
point is, it's like then almost, in my mind, admittedly, by definition, you're talking about the zombiness of the movie, and to me, the zombie side of the story is totally secondary to the comedy and music that's in the story. That's what makes the movie fun. And I don't know if you were to, and I know you can absolutely say the same thing for almost any movie, that if you took the soundtrack
That's my point.
out
If
of
you
most
take
movies,
anything out of any other movie, it's not going to be the same.
look at
movie.
The Exorcist.
That's the point.
It truly is
Right.
the soundtrack of The Exorcist.
You take out the green vomit, or you take out the pea soup of The Exorcist, it's not the same movie. Of course it's not.
Well, but all I'm saying.
Well,
I guess
am I wrong though? I mean,
No, but all I'm saying is it's the music is what makes it funny. It's not. It's
no,
what makes
come
it a
on. The
great
comedy
movie.
makes it funny. The music is not what makes it funny. The music adds to that.
I just don't know that I would agree with the statement that it is a classic American zombie movie.
It is when I say classic, I do mean cult classic, but yes. And I did not mean that means it's about the zombies. I'm taking the movie as a whole, meaning the whole movie, not just the zombie part, or not just the realism versus the not realism, or just the music. No, I'm saying the movie as a whole is a cult classic.
I gave it a 3.1. I stick with my 3.1.
I don't blame you. I think that's just fine.
I
You,
gave it the
think we had-
3.5 because of the
You voted
rewatchability.
higher than him.
Yeah, rewatchability. It's fun. I'll watch it again, and I'll probably watch it, again at some other point beyond that. So I feel like it's something that. Now, is it on the regular that I'm going to watch it? Probably not. But if somebody came to me and said, "Hey, I need a funny, or a comedy horror movie," it would be
Tucker and
probably,
Dale.
it'd be probably in my top 10. It'd be in my top 10 for sure. So
See, I put Tucker and Dale in that same sort of category. It is a cult classic because it really didn't do good in the box office when it first came out.
Right.
But man, I could watch that any day of the week.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
laugh.
yeah.
So, okay,
All
great.
right.
Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us. We have social media pretty much anywhere. You can see it at the end of this. You can see it at the bottom underneath. We've got it tagged down below. But please, like, subscribe, help us out. We just
And
want to...
hit the little
The bell notification.
Hit the
Very
bell
good.
that's down
To
there
get notified
somewhere
when
to get
anything new-
notified when new
yeah.
stuff comes in, because that helps us on our rankings as well.
Absolutely.
We want to
Please.
be number one.
We're going to be number one. As we always say, it's like if there's any movie that you'd like us to consider reviewing, let us know, put it in the comments. And we have a growing list of movies that we're going to be looking at doing. So
Add to it. Let's hear it.
Let
Let's
us
hear the
know.
movies you want us to watch. And if you like this bourbon, let us know. If you hate this bourbon, let us know. Same
If you've
thing
had a
with the
bad
movie.
experience with that bourbon, let us know.
Weigh in. Let's see. Well, let's find out if Warwick's full of shit on this one, and help. Well, I guess Logan too. Actually, I shouldn't say that. They did still rate it 3.5.
No, I gave it.
point what?
I think I gave
no,
it.
I gave it a 2.1.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
think I gave it a 2.
I only gave
Wait a minute. You said 3.5.
No,
that was the
That was
movie.
the movie.
That's what I'm talking about. The
Movie,
movie.
yeah.
I've skipped past this. I'm sorry. I'm at the movie now.
No, 2.1. I gave it a 2.1.
But the movie.
No, I gave the movie a 3.1.
Okay. You
I
gave
gave
it a
it a
3.5.
3.5, yes.
All right. So we like Logan better than we like Warwick. But
Yay!
let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think. If we're full of shit, tell us. I want to hear it.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Okay.
And see. All right,
Oh,
what are we
oh,
at time-wise? I think we're about an hour.